Alright. So, feeling a lot better since last video. Got a haircut today. Can't really see it very well, but I don't know. I wanted to go. I didn't like how long it was originally. When I got it, I had the intention to like slick it back, and I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed being able to slick it back. The only problem with it was that it didn't look right with my face. Like this one, like I don't have like the lighting isn't properly set on me, but this one at least fits it a little bit better. You know, it lets like it doesn't kind of contract my face. It just lets it be. And that's what I felt with the other one. This one, like I still like this is my first day with it, and it's gonna grow out a little bit by the time school starts. But beyond the lighting, I personally like it. It's hard to tell really like what the guy did, but he did like a nice fade on the side. One of the most important things I find with my haircut, I've gone fully bald, I've gone just buzz cut. I've now gone to the point where I could slick it back, and I've been trying longer haircuts now. I think just especially with how I'm built, it just works better. I'm not really going for like a super hot fucking sexy guy type of shit. Like no, I just want to, as long as I can present myself in like in a professional, sharp, just classic type of style. That's all I'm looking for. I don't need anything wow, like holy shit, that guy is crazy. Because then, whenever you're on like an extreme side of something, I realize that with that, yes, you have, like, let's say you went with like a super hot, fucking long. Some girls like man buns. I don't know, but let's say you went with like a man bun, right? They're the girls that like man buns. You know what I mean? Let's just say a vast majority of girls like man buns. I don't know why man buns is the first thing that comes to mind, but let's just say that's how it is. Then there's also the other side of girls that are just like, fuck that guy's a man bun. And then there's also dudes that are just going to be like, that guy is a pretentious asshole for having a man bun. Or he's a bum, and he's just like a surfer dude type of thing. You see how like there's so many sides to it? I'd rather just go with like a classic, nothing too fancy schmancy. As long as I feel good with it, it suits my face. You know what I mean? It doesn't constrict my face, and it doesn't like make it like with the bald thing. When I was doing that, my face looked really round, like extraordinarily round, and when I look back at that, I'm like, how did anyone let me slide? You know what I mean? But with this, this is shorter than what I normally do it. It's not like super fuckboy style. It's just like the guy is out there just to, look at like with the fade, just to present himself in a nice way. I can't hate him. I can't love him. We're cool. And then I can work on that, you know what I mean? With like an approach. This is a completely hypothetical scenario, but it works because then I can just slide in there, to this hypothetical individual who's... Sorry about that. Getting a little bit too excited here. Then I can approach this hypothetical individual and be like, hey man, what's your name? And just move off that, you know what I mean? Because then I don't have to worry about him already hating me, and I don't have to worry about him already loving me, and that's a perfect clean slate. I'm not limited to any one side. That was one thing that I was glad I got done today, because it's Saturday now. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to wake up tomorrow. It's going to be Sunday. And then that's the last day of my March break. And I can honestly say I am ready to go back. I enjoy breaks. I think after 4 days, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, after that break, I was done. I was recharged, up and ready to go back to school, to stress again, because I gotta say, I love it. I love just clocking in and out when it comes, like, not clocking in and out when it, like, because you could misinterpret and think, oh, this guy just is 9 to 5, or like, no, I'm all for ideas and all for creativity, but just the work and the stress that builds with school, I find myself attached to it at this point. It's been in my life for so long, and it's getting to one of the highest points, being grade 12, being in my last year, looking to be my class's valedictorian as well. It's just so many things that it just pushes me to get up. Although I haven't, like, since I actually started liking my friends and liking to go to school, I haven't found much, like, really much struggle with just liking, like, just waking up and having no problem going to school. But also, like, I have a responsibility to my class, you know what I mean? I'm going to be representing them at the end of the year, in front of their families, hopefully. I hope one of the people who are watching this is part of that class. Listen, because this is my platform, and at least my channel, I can say something with 100% certainty. Knowing the roster of everyone else who's also going for valedictorian, at the end of the year, because valedictorian is who is going to speak for you, you know what I mean? Who is going to represent you? Who do you want to represent you in the best way possible? And yeah, you could go with our class president, or Mary, or just a whole bunch of other guys. Consistency, a strong figure, a man. Yes, I am making that a criteria because honestly, if you have a woman speaking for the entire class, she is not going to be able to get across the struggle and the work and the determination it took physically, I'm saying, because that's just, it's not something that all girls can tell well. And I know the girls in running just won't be able to speak on that behalf. They can speak academically wise struggle, you know what I mean? And the time management, I could speak to that too, in better ways. Trust me. So I am saying right now, when your parents and your family sees a 6'8", 260-pound man go up on that stage, grab that damn microphone, and just go on for the next 5 to 10 minutes about the work, the determination, the consistency, the discipline, the stress, the time management, the adulting, the person you had to become to be part of the graduating class of 2023. SJB's finest. When you have someone in your corner just right there with you, you know, hand in hand, comrade to comrade, and he's on stage, you know, broad shoulders, there is not a goddamn drop of questioning in your parents' or brothers' or sisters' minds that there is no better man to represent you on that stage in your moment as you go up on there, grab that damn 4-year diploma, that 4-year Ontario Secondary School diploma, yeah. And you grab that glorified ass piece of paper, but it shows the work. It represents the work and the shit that you had to eat. You have that paper, and I'm up there in the utmost respect, with the utmost cool. No stutters, just a smooth, respectful, compassionate speech. And I deliver that in a timely manner for the rest of the ceremony to go on. What more could you want? What more could you want? But I digress. See the vocabulary there too? That's just off the dome. I haven't even written a speech yet. This is just me and like my YouTube spick going on, you know what I mean? So, just imagine that, but better. And there's your class as valedictorian. Besides that though, today was a good day. Yesterday's video was a little bit depressing, but as a man, I'm going to grab that emotion and throw it across the universe and wait 365 days until it comes back. Sorry, throw it across the earth and wait 365 days until it comes back to me, and I will deal with it then when I'm a better, stronger man. So, with that, I'll elaborate on the rest of my day. Woke up, and today, gym closed earlier than usual. I took today, specifically Saturday's rest days, because, and it's for a good reason. It's not like an excuse that I tell myself. When I have trained like a dog the rest of the week and my muscles physically do not want to move anymore, and I stretch every goddamn day, like every day, like without fail. And by the way, for any of you guys watching, your hips are gonna close like a goddamn rusted gear. Alright metaphor, but you get what I mean. Man, the amount of times I've had to stretch my hips out, and it you'll really see it in squats. Like I find it most in my squats, Bulgarian split squats. I'm talking, where else does it show? Even when you're running or just walking, if you open up your hips and you make sure that like they're not tight or closed up, and I'm talking like I'll go out of my way to agitate my hips and put my legs in like uncomfortable kind of places just so that my hip can start like it'll start to like spasm. But then I just wait while it does that, and by the end of it, if I do that movement again, I just feel more comfortable doing it. I just found that's a way that it works for me. But always stretch safely. Never stretch. If it hurts while you're stretching, don't do it. That's the whole point of stretching, is to ease into a more flexible and healthier body. But, of course, going hard in the paint, always worth it. I'm thinking back to this speech, and there are a whole lot of football guys that I know, like it's just jokes, but I do have to connect with them on some level. And I want to say just lifting regularly, but I really want to go for the boxing thing. I think that if I can sell the boxing, then, and like the combat sport, they can respect that. And I mean, it's true, you know. Today I programmed, and it wasn't like real programming, I'll be honest. I just initialized like a new site for myself, and I'm gonna work on that to get it up and running as fast as possible. The thing is, with like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, like I haven't fully learned them Like if I look at it, I can understand what's going on, but like I haven't like gone out of my way to really go in depth with the syntax and the semantics of those. Sorry, excuse me. I'm getting really tired. I don't know. It's 9:30. Honestly, like after is it 9:23? Yeah, 9:23. Probably go brush my teeth after this. I'm using white strips, and they seem to be like my bottom bracket on camera. It may look kind of messed up, but like it still looks in line, and that's what I'm like. I like to see because when I talk, as long as people can't really like notice it, I don't really care too much. My jawline is just fucking rock solid though. I just have like a little like speck on my nose and my forehead, but I'll work that out before I have to go back. But oh, sorry. What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. Coding. Yeah, I'm not like super familiar with them, so I find myself like researching while I'm trying to program, and I feel like I'm just copying and pasting, but not really at the same time. Like I still do like a fair bit of my own after I get like what I have to do and the aspects I have to add. I can get fairly crafty myself. So I plan on getting up my own portfolio site sometime soon, and instead of the link tree that I have in most of my like alternative social media, which I have to talk about after this, I'll just probably replace that with my own site and get that up on like GitHub pages or something, and then just release it. You know what I mean? And have it as like an intermediary for all of my other social media. Besides that, though, social media, man, got a recliner for this one. So, recently, I got installed Instagram and Snapchat, and I did that for one main reason in particular. I stopped talking to a certain individual, and I really only used social media just to talk to that person. Like I've never been huge on social media, nor like have my accounts been really big. I never cared about like, and then this is mainly regarding Instagram and Snapchat. Oh my gosh. So, with that, I uninstalled them yesterday. And when I tell myself I'm going to install it or I'm not going to do it again, I don't do it. And the biggest thing with that is that it is a major distraction. And I understand that as long as you keep yourself busy, you know, like 90% of the time, 95% of the time, then 5% of being distracted isn't too bad. But the thing is that when I'm programming, I'm still getting myself into the groove of things. When I find myself a project that I'm passionate about and I want to work on, and then I can move forward with it, I'm not obligated by anyone to do that sort of thing. I hope you guys can see me if I'm like this. Yeah, okay. So I'm not obligated by anyone to do that sort of thing. Oh my god, man. So I'm not obligated by anyone to do that sort of thing. And because of that, with social media, I find myself getting distracted and doing meaningless scrolling for no reason. Just to like maybe send like a funny video to a certain person. But you realize, and I spoke about this in the last video, episode, whatever you want to call it. When it comes to certain people, you have to really be careful how much time you dedicate to them and how much care you allow yourself to like give to them. And they just stop becoming worth it, you know? So I stopped. And I have social media set up for what I need it to be set up for. You can't access my YouTube anymore through Instagram because I changed my own personal tag. But again, man, wow. But you can access most of my other stuff. And I'm not huge on social media. And I don't plan really on being, besides maybe this YouTube and working on my personal site. That's really about it. I'm getting to a point in my mindset and my ideology that I'm going for happiness. And I don't want to say I've manipulated myself, but I have gotten to a point where I am tying in happiness with success. Not that I can't be happy without it. I still find ways to be happy now without having burnout or getting really depressed. Sometimes I reflect on things that have happened to me or people that have affected me in certain ways. And with that, I may get a little under my line, but then I just come right back within like the next day or so. And that's it, because no one's really hurting me or affecting me in any negative way. It's just my own passion to succeed and my want for healthy relationships. But my main goal at the end of all this is just to take care of my family, to see them happy, to be able to provide for them in the ways that they have provided for me up until this point, and as I go through life, to let them be by my side. My family, although I don't necessarily show it, I find that I care for them a lot more than they may think. Hopefully they have reconciled somehow in their mind that they know how much I care for them. But as soon as I get myself in a position where I can really help them out, that's the first thing I'm going to do. And the hard thing that I'm realizing about that now is that in pursuit of success, I don't know where I may cut that line where I can take care of them. I'm sure that my family, to some extent, of course, they will I'll go out. I'll be there to provide for them financially, and that's what I mean by success. I'll always be there for them emotionally in any way they need me to, but financially, because that's one of the most important aspects that they exposed me to while I was younger, and I find that if I can relieve them of some type of financial burden, then their stress can go down. Their worries for how are we going to live, how am I going to do this, as long as I can take something away from them that can make their lives happier or give them more time to enjoy their life, because they have taken away time from their life to help me with mine, then I should only return the favor, as it's fair. So yeah, I just hope that when the time comes for me to, in pursuit of success, that I get to a point where I can be relatively happy in maintaining my finances and to take care of others, like as my family that I will like foster, that I'll find some type of line where I can maintain it, live happily, and take care of my family. And that at that point, when I've achieved something like that, because it can change any time from up until that point, but for my mind right now, if I can get there, then I can I can say confidently that I could die a fairly happy man with no regrets. I've lived my life up until now with, thank God, a sound mind and a way to logically reason my thoughts and my problems. And so I can say that I've lived with no regrets up until this point, and I am going to continue to do so. So, without further ado, I think that was a nice little talk. 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row is definitely something. I don't plan on really tagging my channel or going for any more outreach. I'm fairly happy with me just personally blogging this and just keeping it somewhere so that I have some type of track of the days. But for any of those who have come this far or tuned in, thank you so much. I hope you've had a great March 18th and enjoy your 2023. Sorry, have enjoyed your 2023 year up until this point. And if you have gotten the chance to enjoy March break, then I hope that you've done so. I want to make like a motto to end these videos. Let me think. As I say at the end of my prayer, stay wealthy, stay healthy, and stay happy. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and have a great night at the time of this recording. Or day. Bye-bye.